So again, I really like a lot of the videos that came in here. That's part of the reason why these videos are so short, because the YouTube videos that accompany this chapter are already magnificent. So we've got this video here that just reminds you, that just teaches you about variable scope. The idea here that these variables over here, y is a local variable, meaning it doesn't exist outside of the function. So let me go ahead and copy it over so we can play with this more over here. So over here we have square, which basically takes in a variable x, multiplies it by itself, stores it in y, returns that value. Now notice over here that I get a red underline. It says, hey, you're going to get an undefined variable y when we run this. And true to its word, it says name y is not defined. But I defined it in here. Well, yes, but it only exists for the length of the function being called. Variables inside of a function only exist for being inside a function, and there is a very logical reason for this, which is def add. So let's go ahead. Actually, let's go ahead and do. Actually, I'll do this. Cube x. And let's go ahead and just simply solve it. So cube, right? That's squaring is multiplying it twice against itself. Cubing is multiplying it 3 times against itself. Nothing too exciting going on over there, right? So suppose these variables that y did exist outside of here, right? Suppose x existed outside of here. I will learn how to type one of these days. Now suppose, right, that we could access variables that were created in some inside functions, outside functions. What would the value of y be? What would the value of x be? Ooh, even better. Right? If I had to keep track of that, y was the argument in this variable, x is over here, and God help you if I try to print them out over here, it would get very, very confusing very, very quickly. So as a result, things that happen inside functions stay inside that function, for the most part. We get into that in another chapter, or in another section, with side effects. Ideally, what you want is to basically be able to basically think of functions as an entirely miniature, self-contained program. One that receives inputs and outputs, and otherwise everything that happens is contained inside of there. So you don't have to remember that you used an x over here, so it's probably a bad idea to use an x over here, or a y over here, so probably not wanting to use a y over there. You don't have to keep a bunch of variable names straight. You don't have to worry about the fact that a and z are named a and z outside of here, right? If you've got a function over here that basically, let's go ahead and create a one. Def add a b turn a plus b. You don't have to worry about about the fact that you've got a variable out here named a and one in here named a. You don't have to worry about or keep track that these two things are named differently, because that would be a nightmare if it was. Or then you don't have to keep track of the fact that they've got the same name. It would be a nightmare. These are self-contained. The a here only exists inside of add. So that is a very important concept to understand. But that refers to the variable names. That being said, right, when we try to mess with lists, then that can be That can be a bit tricky. It also doesn't go with, it doesn't also mess with, well, A and Z. A and Z have their own rules, which we're going to get to in the next video.